Namaste YouTube, welcome to Cafe Inoma and welcome to our reaction to the Mike Curb Congregation. We are going to react to this song, Burning Bridges. This is our first time single take honest reaction to this song, requested by our patron DJ John.
Seems to be from a movie called Kelly's Heroes, starring Clint Eastwood. Yeah, I was wondering why those war images were there. No guesses as to which country this artist and the movie is from. Yeah, it was a good song. I liked it. I enjoyed the way the drums were being played, like the marching band kind of drums, but a little bit more subtle. I liked the way it was sung. And often when we burn our bridges, in different contexts, you could take this song. I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know if it fits a particular scene of the movie or the whole movie perfectly. But personally, from what I heard, when you burn bridges in your life, you have to be very careful. It could be the last time you ever speak to that person. A person who you burn the bridges with. It could be the very last time you've seen that person, spoken to that person, or meet that person ever again. So you have to be careful. In today's world with social media, we don't actually realize that we have actually become quite detached from each other on a personal level. So we don't realize that. We have become quite detached. We don't have the face-to-face communication and, real relationships like we used to a few years ago, especially after the smartphones came in and unlimited internet packages and all these apps came in. Our relationships have become more and more detached. This was probably in the 70s or 80s when this song was made and the movie was probably out. Clint Eastwood looked so young here. That back then it must have been so unique for bridges to be burned. Especially when it comes to friends and personal relationships. Today's world, because of social media and social networking apps, and because of our addiction to smartphones and these apps, almost every relationship is being burned every day. Every day our bridges are being burned. We actually feel, we sometimes it's weird. We feel that, oh, we've become closer to a particular person, but actually we've actually become more distant from that person. We realize after a while. And sometimes it takes a year or two for us to realize, oh, I have no real relationship with anyone anymore. So yeah, I mean, today's world, this is pretty common, burning of bridges. You don't even realize it's happening, and it's all because of the smartphones and the apps and our addictions to them. How much time we spend on it.
I like this song. I like the way it goes. I like the music, especially. It was like start of the war kind of a thing that was playing initially, and then it makes more sense. The images say something else. For me, it was more about interpersonal relationships than what the images were. Of course, wars also burns a lot of bridges. It only burns and not creates anything. That is how it is. So it does not give life, but it only takes. It is a huge mammoth monster that keeps on taking lives. It never gives anybody any life. But when it comes to personal relationships, and how Sabi beautifully put that, ever since the social media has become so strong, there is hardly any social fabric that is being maintained anymore. Every fabric one by one is being broken. I don't know when this monster will give up on doing that, because I was sometimes I analyze things, and I like doing that without anybody telling me. It's just a pastime for me. The internet started, and the theme of internet was to unite the world together. It was to make everybody go global, to make the world one family, to make people from this corner of the world, from east, to know about the west easily, and at the same time, not lag of time. Like even TV shows came from there to here, it would take about a year or two. Sometimes for a particular TV show to start airing in India, it had taken about a year or two, that kind of gap, as if it was literally walking. The reels were walking on the foot and coming after 1-2 years. But internet was supposed to reduce that gap and make people live in the same time zone. So it was avoiding all the time zones and all the differences and everything. But now it has become so commercial and so demonic and monstrous that instead of embracing that diversity, the internet has become literally money hungry, that it is going on killing everybody and everything just to keep on earning money, and just to make people ask for more and more and more, and not about relationships, not about valuing ethics and values, about just buying things, about just being a jerk when it comes to keep on showing off, keep on putting people down, because it's not about your or my happiness, it's about them selling things to you. And in the way anything comes, any values come, any relationships come, they have to be out of the way. So there are ways that everything has to be broken just for them to succeed and for them to make money. There are so many apps in today's time that are globally known, but there is no purpose of their existence, and they only are working just to spread more enmity among people and create hatred among people. I don't understand why the social civil societies and governments aren't putting any restrictions on those people. Is it only about money for governments and for politicians and for every intellectual of the society? Because nobody is talking about the ill effects that is caused by these apps on people and the minds of the people. People are constantly hating each other, and always are living in a paranoia that other people are attacking them. Other people, every race, every religion, every sect, every community thinks that the other communities are out there to get them. This wasn't the feeling just few years ago. It has become so much more magnified and so much more paranoid, because these apps are constantly showing people, this is what you're going through. You're in a deep trouble. Everybody else is, conspiring against you. Look what is happening. Look, everything is just put in lines. There are pictures from somewhere else in the world and then somewhere else, and all of them are put together to show that they are coming after you. But all that is happening, you just put out the app and everything looks normal to you. In reality,
I mean, the situation is so bad.
It's grave.
It's so bad that if you show, in most parts of the Western world, at least, I know this is true, specifically in countries such as US, Canada, and UK. If you show a bunch of kids, irrespective of which community, religion, or skin color they belong to or have, you show a bunch of 30 kids few photographs and ask them to guess which of them is a criminal. It could be all men, it could be all women, but if you show a bunch of photographs of people, say 5 different people belonging to different skin colors maybe, or different parts of the world, or even different religions shown by their faces or what they're wearing on their faces, most of those kids in American schools and most Western countries, if you show those 20-30 kids these photographs of 5 people, most of them will point out the black and the brown skinned people as the criminals in those photographs. If there are 3 who are white or on the verge of being, white or even close to white, Caucasian, they will not be considered criminals by more than 90% of those kids. And this has been surveyed many times by many different media houses and psychology institutes in the West itself. So, that how ingrained the racism, discrimination is from a young age. Parents and teachers, they are doing it so commonly, especially in countries such as America, that from a young age of maybe 10 years to 14 years, you show kids photographs of 5 people and ask them to guess which out of these are a criminal, and nothing else shows whether they are a criminal or not. There are no guns, there's nothing on their faces that shows they could be a criminal or done something wrong. Just based on their skin color or what they are wearing on top of their head, you will say 2 out of those 5 are most probably the criminals. And those 2 will either be belonging to colored communities or certain religions which are wearing something on their head. So that is how ingrained the racism is and discrimination is, and how we are taught, not just by these apps, although we have said it's the apps to blame, the phones to blame, it's also by the teachers, parents, who are exposed to, once again, to these medias and corrupt manipulative corporations